Two heavyweight titans. It's the most successful club in Europe facing the most successful coach in Euroleague history. It's Željko Obradović and Partizan Mosad Bet Belgrade trying to continue this dream season. While on the other side, it's Chus Mateo's turn to try and lead the 10-time champs back to glory in a city that expects nothing less. Who prevails in game one tonight at the Wiesing Center? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The time has come and the Turkish Airlines playoffs have begun. Welcome right here inside the Wiesing Center. I'm Joe Arlucas, bringing you tonight's action, sitting courtside in what's going to be, with due respect to all the others, the best playoff around as Real Madrid takes off these boys right here. The Serbs coming in on fire with a convincing round 32 win over Real. But it's playoff time. It's a 5-game series with a Final Four on the line. No one knows that better than Željko Obradović, but will his experience prevail once again with the youngest team in the competition? And on the other side, you have exactly the opposite factors. You have a bunch of players with an abundance of experience in the playoffs and Final Fours, but a coach that's been there for years, but not at this capacity, as Chus Mateo will be leading Real Madrid for the first time in a EuroLeague playoff against the best coach in the EuroLeague. Oh, man, welcome inside. And as I said, with due respect to the other 3 playoffs going on around Europe these next couple days, you cannot beat the one that we have sitting here in front of us tonight as Real Madrid play host to Partizan Belgrade. And what an atmosphere here around the city. Everybody's been waiting for this moment. Željko Obradović returning back to Partizan, bringing his team all the way playoff bound. And not only that, he gets to face his old team that he's already won one with back in '95, as we're going to check out the rest of the playoffs right here. But, man, what a moment for Partizan Belgrade, but they're not done yet. It's been a long wait coming. As you see your playoff tree right there, it's going to be Fenerbahce, Olympiacos going at it. You got right there Monaco, Maccabi Tel Aviv. That's tonight's first game, just about to get underway. And then on the other side, games that we'll see tomorrow night. Well, I'm saying that's our tonight game right there, Real Madrid, Partizan. And the other game that we'll be checking out as balls are flying over at us on the bench side is Barcelona and Žalgiris, those Lithuanians who fought to get into that playoff spot and face Barcelona, trying to face that dream of getting to the Final Four in their home court. That would be an amazing story in itself, but they have a tough road to go against Barcelona. As now we're going to check out some of the key players here tonight. And there's so many of them on the floor for both teams. Let's start out with Partizan. Let's start out with Kevin Punter. He's pretty much the vet here. He's giving the guidance to the young guys, controlling the tempo and taking over the game when needed. He did that in round 32, as you see right there, with 16 points. 6 assists, also a couple rebounds, and those 3 steals, slapping on the defense exactly when they needed at the end of the game. And, of course, Dante Exum just looks like he's found himself a home in Belgrade. And Coach Obradović has given him the green light, such an important part of his team. Exum also had a big game in round 16, around 32, I'm sorry, with 15 points right there. Both of those players are guys that we'll be looking at various times here tonight throughout the evening, as now we'll head over to Real Madrid and check out some of their key players. We're giving you a little hint, if you're watching your screen right now, of who these key players will be tonight. And we've been watching Real Madrid all season, as we have been Partizan. So we know who most of these guys are. And it's going to be Zana Musa for Real Madrid, who's been the most consistent scorer throughout the season. His ability to penetrate, put himself on the line is huge. He's 18 for 20 from the line in 2 games played this season against Partizan. And that was including that, you see 12 for 13 in that round 32 loss in Belgrade. And Gabriel Deck, just under 12 points a game, but that speaks nothing about all he does for this squad. His all-around games on the boards, the loose balls, posting up down low. He's just that player that does it all for you. As you see those round 32 stats. And a head-to-head, baby, nobody loves it more than me. It's a big man matchup tonight. Tavares, 3rd in the league in total rebounds, also 3rd in the league offensive rebounds, but it's that guy to the right, Matias Lezort, that sits on top in both of those categories. In first place, Tavares, though, averages 1.6 assists a game, and Lezort 1.4. So each one of those guys can give the ball up too on offense. And we'll see what the coaches do, especially against Tavares. I watched that round 32 game intensely this week, and I saw a lot of things that Coach Obradovic has done. As you see your team roster down there in the bottom, Tristan Vukcevic, who's in the roster, not getting much time this season, but you see him right there. Played for Madrid, went from Madrid to Belgrade last year, and is enjoying his time there in Belgrade. James Nunnally, who played for Željko Obradovic and Fenerbahce, and they won a title together, and he's happy to be back. I was talking to him a little bit before the game, as now you see Madrid's roster down on the bottom of your screen also. And Madrid having that luck of 2018, see if they can copy and go back and replicate the same thing. As Yui's back in the lineup, Anthony Randolph's back in the lineup. Poirier is out for the night, still with appendicitis surgery. He's not around, but Anthony Randolph had a nice game this week in the domestic league. You got Yui back for Real Madrid. A lot of people, Williams Goss also coming off an injury. Anga, who got hurt in the Maccabi game, is back. But now let's check out these team comparisons. You see a lot of even stuff on the screen, but right there, the 3-point percentage. Partizan 2nd in the league, and they jack it up, is averaging over 80 points a game in this competition. But Madrid dominating in the rebounds. But it's something about this Partizan team that converts those offensive rebounds into points, and that's what we got to keep an eye on here. As we talked to Željko Obradovic and Chus Mateo before the game about rebounding. So important possessions in a game, especially on the road. We always talk also about playoffs, a 5-game playoff. The most important games are the odd games, they call it. Game 1, Game 3, Game 5. And Game 5 is pretty obvious. Game 1, you're on the road. You want to get that win. You want to put that pressure on the other team. As we talked about, Chus Mateo as his first Euroleague playoff going up against Željko Obradovic, and a team that just looks like they're having fun on the court. You watch them at home, you watch them on the road. Even when Željko, he gets an applause from the fans. Even when he gets that purple-red face going, they still respect him, as I talked to the players before the game. And they love playing for him. And this team's having a lot of fun. They're playing loose. They're going to have to face a team that's road tested. You got players like this guy right here. Williams Goss, Fabian Coser, Sergio Rodriguez, Rudy Fernandez, who have played so many games as Real Madrid. Let's talk about their playoffs, because Anthony Randolph, you see there, coming back off of injury. The real players between Sergio Yui, Rudy Fernandez, Chacho, Tavares, and Coser are a combined 132 wins and 77 losses. That's 209 total playoff games between those 5 players in a Real Madrid uniform. Let's go to the Partizan side. You have 50 combined playoff games between their entire rosters. So the experience definitely goes with Los Blancos. But again, will the deciding factor be on the bench? Željko Obradovic, the most experienced, most decorated coach in EuroLeague history, going to get up against Chus Mateo, who's looking to get respect. As they've talked about him maybe being changed out during the season. rumors going around about Sergio Scariolo coming back to Madrid, and other coaches, Trincardi, all kinds of rumors going around, but he's persevered throughout the season, finished in second place, third place this season, and now he has to face Partizan, which will be at least 3, if not 5, of the most important games of his young career as a head coach at Real Madrid. And you see the head-to-head right there as Zeljko Obradović dominates that. And it's going to be a tactical type of game, tactical type of series. You know Zeljko, we know he can make game plans and change them in a matter of minutes. As soon as he sees something different, he'll change a game plan in a matter of minutes, and his players are so ready for it, and they know how to react in the moment. So that's going to be, I think, one of the most interesting things to watch here throughout this 5-game series is how Zeljko makes his moves, what Chus can do. I saw a lot of things in that round 32 game that I'm going to talk about tonight, especially with Lasort trying to help down low on Gabriel Deck, and trying to take away that low post game of Gabriel Deck. Also, most importantly, you'll see a lot of defensive rotations on Partizan when Tavares cuts down the middle of the lane to try to avoid him from getting easy baskets and pass the ball out, making him become a facilitator, as we see our starting 5. Avramovic getting the look early on with Kevin Punter, Smilagic, Trifunovic, and Zach Leday. No Lasort, no Dante Exum. These are things that Zeljko Obradović does to kind of play mind games with other coaches. So he decides to go a little bit small early on, as you got Nigel Williams-Goss, Coser getting the start tonight. We'll give him a milestone right off the bat, getting a start. That'll be his 300th Euroleague game of his career. Mario Zonia, Gabriel Deck, and Walter Tavares also in the game. Remember, Vincois Poirier is still out with appendicitis surgery, not ready to play. As you see the Partizan fans that have traveled here, what an incredible atmosphere they give in Belgrade. And we'll see what their team does here at the Wiesing Center, because it'll just, here's your 3 referees that'll be in control of tonight's intense confrontation between two teams. If you watch that round 32 game, it was not an easy game to referee. And with these two teams, a lot of scoring. Both teams in both wins have scored over the century mark. So look for a lot of offense tonight, unless any one of these coaches could try to figure out a way to put some defense on the other team. Keep the scoring a little bit lower than it's been. But, man, it's been offensive explosions between these two teams, as Partizan is so hard to stop. Avramovic, who's getting the start tonight, played in 20 games this year. He's only gotten 6 starts. Coach Obradović, he can score every now and then. Knocked down 15 points in round 18 as we listen in on the Euroleague anthem. As I was saying right before the Euroleague devotion song, Alexa Avramovic was getting the start here tonight. Scored 15 in round 18, 19 in round 26, and 22 in round 28. So this kick and score, Zeljko Obradović knows in the game. Watch a lot for the fact that Madrid struggles at times with the lack of a true point guard. Williams-Goss is back from injury, so that'll help. You got Yui and you got Sergio Rodriguez. They can't handle that pressure as much anymore like they used to. So I saw a lot of pressure, full court pressure from Partizan in the last game against Madrid's guards. We'll see what they do against Goss and Fabian Coser here early on. We are ready to roll. Wiesing Center. Game 1, Real Madrid, Partizan, ready to go at us. Partizan wins the tip. Smilagic getting up over Tavares early. Zach Leday with deck, punter. Out to Smilagic. Now he can hit that three. That'll take Tavares away from the basket. And there's the first foul right there. And they would love to get Eddie Tavares into foul trouble early, but I believe that call was on Zonia before. As Trifunovic takes a shot at the basket. And that's called playoff basketball, my people. Trifunovic will go to the line for two, but Eddie Tavares made him feel the ground a little bit. Said, welcome to the Wiesing Center, young man. And he shakes that off and knocks down the first point of the game. Short on the second one, Zonia pulls it down, and here comes Madrid on their first possession. Gosh, all kinds of energy. They love to set up a play interior-wise. This time they're looking for Tavares. Goss lost the ball. There's Zonia with the fadeaway three. He's shorting off the mark. Kevin Punter with the help-out rebound. You love when the point guards don't go away and help the big man. Now they're going to try to go down to Leday with Kosera with the one-on-one. Smilagic up top. Now into Leday. Leday with the floater over the top of Zonia. Zach Leday with the knuckleball floating through the nylon. And Partizan jumps out to a 3-0 lead. Kosera loves to go left, comes back to Punter, and he's going to turn the ball over. Smilagic with another good defensive play. Here comes Kevin Punter, one-on-one with Kosera. He's got the players in the corners, but now they're going to set it up. Trifunovic cutting to the opposite wing. Now the two-man game, and the three's off from Avramovic, and here comes Gabriel Deck on the run, over the top, and it's going to be a blocking foul as Deck will go to the line. Smilagic got over, but not in time. You're going to see him jump over. He sees Deck coming and just not getting there quick enough. And there's Leday on the post-up. He hung in the air just long enough to get it over Zonia's hand. Deck solid from the line on the season. Yeah, that's a typical commentator jinx right there as he misses the first one. See Anthony Randolph trying to wait for his moment. Deck at 84.5% on the season. Shakes off both of them. Tavares for the rebound goes up, and another foul down low. And let's see who this one's on. Let's see if it's on Smilagic, or it's going to be on Leday. It's going to be on Leday this time, so they share a foul each. That's good news for Selko Obradovic, but he's upset. You know, one of the worst places to be when you play for Selko Obradovic is Tavares knocks down the first point for Real is on the bench, because everything the players do wrong on the floor gets translated to the bench. So you got to be ready when you get checked into the game, and he's not happy about the fact that he gave up an offensive rebound off a foul shot. As Tavares puts his team up to 50% from the foul line. And he knocks down his first two of the night. Punter. Avramovic up top, looking for Punter. Good defense by Real Madrid, forcing Partizan far from the basket. Smilagic can hit that shot. That's Tavares has got to get out on him, because the young man could drop it from deep, only 22 years old, looking to be a rising star this season. And that's a good start for him right here in playoff game number one. Goss, two-man game, trapped up top. There's the pressure I talked about on the point guards, but they leave Zonia alone in the corner, and he's one of the best shooters in the competition from 3 points is Mario Zonia. He's 8th at 46.8% on the season. Hunter having trouble with Kosera all over him, and Kosera's going to take that foul right there. Tough to give Zonia that shot wide open, but it came off the trap up top of a Goss. He did a good job of getting the ball out of his hands quick. As you see Vince Wapoye right there. All prettied up tonight with that beard. Can't get in the game. Smilagic one more time, wants it again. And he's 2 for 2 from deep. Alan Smilagic making it happen. 6 quick points off the bench. And now you know why Lesort didn't get the start tonight. Because the young Serb is lighting up Eddie Tavares early on. And be careful now, because now he's going to be able to take him to the hole. And that's exactly what I saw in the other game, where he got Tavares into foul trouble. Now Tavares is going to have to come out on Smilagic, and he's going to be able to penetrate on him, which is going to force other problems and other defenders to have to help. Look at that smooth touch and bringing the big man outside the lane and start opening up things for guys like Punter and Trifunovic. Now it's Erzonia to the basket. Tavares now with the rebound, and there's going to be a jump ball down low as Smilagic is all over the place right now. This kid is not afraid of anybody. Going up, bodying Tavares. Tavares comes down with the rebound. He's already got a foul, but he came over. You're going to see him help out right there in Erzonia. Does a great job of not getting a foul called, and then he ties up Tavares. Tavares probably had a point with the foul right there, but it was after the whistle blew and the jump ball was called. So these two are gonna go at it again. Remember, Smilagic won the last one, and he's gonna win this one also as Tavares knocks it out of bounds. All right, we haven't put the milestone yet. Oh, I missed the milestone. My bad. As Coser, I said entered in the game tonight as his 300th game, and I just got a text message from his wife, Lucy, who told me, don't forget about his 500th assist. I'm so jacked up over here. I'm not looking at my screen. I'm watching the game live. Lucy, thanks for the help. As Fabien Coser got his 500th assist in his Euroleague career. Congratulations to him, but I know him well enough that he'll trade all those numbers in for a big W tonight, as this team right now is about to be down 6 points early on, as Punter knocks down both. Zach Leday looking in the eyes of Gabriel Deck. Goss now to Erzonia. They want to go back into Tavares. Smilagic can't get it. Now they leave Coser all by himself. Coser long on the 3, rebound pulled down. And here comes Zach Leday. He can take Tavares off the dribble also. Instead, he wants to pull it out, gives it to Punter. Now they want a 2-man game. Punter pulls up. Punter long off the mark. Loose ball rebound pulled down by Gabriel Deck. Deck now penetrates to the basket. This time another blocking foul. Smilagic could not get over in time. That's 2 blocking fouls, both of them with Gabriel Deck. You see the crossover by Deck. Here he comes. He just can't get those feet set. And that's going to be foul number 2. So now we're going to see what Zelko Obradovic does. Remember, he's had the ability to pull Tavares away from the basket. Tavares doesn't have help tonight with Poirier not being on the bench, dressed to play. So it'll be Corneli that might get a little bit more time as Deck makes up for the first 2 he missed. Making that first one. Let's see how long Obradovic decides to leave the young man in a game. He's been terribly aggressive throughout this first 4.5 minutes of play, so it would be easy for him to pick up a 3rd foul as Deck misses another one. A rebound tap by Erzonia, and Partizan fortunate right there. Zelko Obradovic can't believe they gave up another offensive rebound, but nothing converted. 2-man game up top. Smilagic was open for a minute. Punter didn't give it to him. Now they want to do it again. One more time. That's what I talked about him. Take him to the basket. And Tavares out of nowhere says, you better shoot the 3, my man. And don't take it to the rim. Now Musa. And he's going to turn it over. And that ball wasn't touched by anybody in Partizan. I believe they're going to take a look at this one. It's early for a coach's challenge, as Partizan, it was just Musa losing that ball. And they already made the call. Referees talked it out, they made the call, but look at that. Smilagic going up for the dunk, and Tavares doing Sergeant SWAT things. He already got posterized with 2 threes. Last thing he wanted to do was have another picture taken, getting dunked on. Now, one more time, can he do it again? As he looks at his bench, and the whole bench is up. Look at the young man. Obradovic doesn't take him out with the 2 fouls, and the young man responds, driving Tavares crazy right now on defense. And now Tavares got a huge mismatch. Lede come over to help. And he gets that easy look right there over the top of Trifunovic and the top of Lede. What action here in the first 5 minutes of this first quarter. There's Mathieu Lesort coming off the bench. Smilagic one more time, he's wide open. Punter looks for him. And this time Deck comes over to help. And now it's Lede who can take him to the basket. And Lede gets it stripped by Goss. And here comes Madrid on the fast break. Back to Deck. Deck for the easy 2. What a slip move by Gabriel Deck. As Obradovic quickly goes to his bench. Smilagic to the basket. 3-pointer over the top of Yana Musa. It's Abramovic knock it out. I told you he could score, and he's not afraid to shoot it when he gets it outside. Now it's Urzonia, punter with a foul already. Down low, Urzonia a little heavy, and that's going to be knocked out of bounds on Smilagic, as I believe he's going to get a quick rest. I need a rest, as we're going to have our first TV timeout. As I said, this Partizan team just has fun. 17 points in the first 5 minutes and 49 seconds of this first quarter, and a 7-point lead, up 17-10. Final Four glory, baby, coming up. Just under a month away, actually. There's going to be, hopefully, I don't actually say hopefully, but there's going to be a couple games that go 5 here. This season's been too great of a regular season for us not to have a couple game 5s. And I'd love to see one right here between these 2 teams, right back here at the Wiesing Center. As right now, Partizan is trying to make it something to think about, because if you're on the road and you don't have the home court advantage, you want to pull that first win off, put the pressure on the other team. And in this case, you're putting pressure on a coach that hasn't been there before. Papa Petru, you see checking in the game. Matthias Lesort also for Real Madrid as the star of the quarter so far is Smilagic with 9 points, 3 for 3 from outside the arc. Did get those couple fouls though, and Yabusele checks in the game also. Deck trying to do his thing, draws the foul. Papa Petru just coming off the bench, gets taken to the hoop. And Zelko does not like that at all. And he's gonna send Deck to the line for 2. Already 1 for 4 from the field tonight. Deck struggling. He's had a spectacular season from the free throw line, but struggling here tonight. That's his typical line drive shot right there going in. Both coaches just tactically thinking things out here so early in this game, and going to be a good basket, no violation there on the make by Deck. Zoran Savic in the crowd. Zoran and I played together right here in Real Madrid with Selko back in '96. Great teammate to play with. And now GMing this Partizan team is Abramovich goes to the line, the basket. looking for the foul, but no contact right there as Musa now in the deck. Deck on the baseline with the easy layup. Deck getting too many easy looks here for Partizan's liking so far early in this game. 7 points. He's got 6 free throws already, so he's been active offensively. Now Tavares doesn't have as much to worry about with Lesort outside the lane, but he does when it comes to rebounding. Here comes Lesort getting the foul up. That's where you get beat by Lesort. The best offensive rebounding player in the league comes up off the help by Tavares, and players just throw it up, and Lesort cleans up the mess right there, and that's his first 2 of the night. Goss now pulls up. He's off to the right. Tavares over the top. Musa's turn from 3, and that's off the mark. That's going to go out of bounds unless Yabusele can chase it down. He does. And Matías Lesort is all by himself with Goss, and instead he decides to kick it out. It's Papa Petrao from outside and can't knock down the 3. That was a wide open look. Thought Lesort was going to take it himself. Now looking into Deck. This is where Deck's effective. And Tavares up top. Walter Tavares. I talked about that Lesort trying to help down on that pass. And this time Tavares made the cut as soon as the ball was entered into Deck. Give Deck the assist and give Tavares the monster dunk. Madrid closes things in. Punter to the basket. Floater. That's going to be short. Punter goes for the rebound. Can't get it. Real Madrid down 3 with the rock as the defense is picked up over the last 2.5 minutes of the contest. As now Adam Anga goes to the bench. William Goss checks in. You see Tavares with the easy bucket right there. Now you're going to see a little bit more pressure with Dante Exum in on Anga. You'll see him try to turn him as much as he can. Maybe trap off of 2-man games up top, but instead they're going to try to go into Deck. Here's Lesort. You see what he's doing? He's going to let Tavares just look at it. Now he's going to go back and defend Tavares, and he's going to leave Deck one-on-one, and Deck gets whatever he wants down there with that big body against any defender. It's him and Exum that work so well down low with their bodies. That was almost an 8-second call right there on Exum, but Deck right now leading his team down by 1. Nunnally off the pick, wants to pull up, backboard, too hard, long rebound. Here comes Musa. Musa likes to take it, look for the foul here, but it's Yabusele instead. Gonna back down. Papa Petrao down low. Up over the top, and Madrid with the first lead of the game, 20-19. As the changes have worked for Tus Mateo. A nice run here in the last 3.5 minutes since the halfway point of this first quarter. Now Punter looking to get back into it. Now there's a foul up top. I believe that's going to be on Musa grabbing Lesort. Off the pick and roll. See the arm right there as he grabs Matías Lesort. Rudy Fernandez checking into the game for Real Madrid. As Deck gets a well-deserved break after a big first quarter. 9 points for him. 4 rebounds to go with it early on. Lesort to Nunnally. Nunnally almost got away with a travel right there and almost got away with a turnover. And this time, somehow or another, Partizan comes up with a rock, and now they break that streak as Nunnally goes up over the top of his defender with the left hand and lays it in. Gives his team the lead back. 41 seconds to go here. Full 24 for Real Madrid. Punter all over Musa. It's Anga up top. Exum defending him. 2-man game with Yabusele. One more time. It's going to be Yabusele wanting to go to that middle again with the floater. He fades back, and Yabusele knocks down the fadeaway using that body. Madrid taking advantage of the paint. Not shooting as many threes as they're accustomed to. Only 4 so far. 11 shots from inside, and that'll be Madrid's 5th team foul. That'll send Dante Exum to the line. Well, he's been excellent this year, as usual. Adam Anga gets called for that foul, and Zach Leday will come check in for Kevin Punter. A little bit of a defensive switch here for Shelko Obradovic, making sure Punter doesn't pick up a cheap foul at the end of this first quarter. As, again, I'm jinxing all these guys. As Exum, 85% throughout the season. This is his first one of the night. A little bit of nerves in playoff game number one. They didn't look nervous when things started off, I can tell you that. Right now, we got ourselves a tie ball game. Each team with a pair of twos on the scoreboard. 9.8 seconds to go. Madrid should have something set up. You got Chacho Rodriguez just checks in the game. So they go small with Tavares going to the bench. You want to watch out for Rudy Fernandez. It's usually Sergio Yui, but Musa will want to try to go to the basket, get fouled if he can. That's a lazy pass, as Yabusele might not have time to get it off. He does. And that was a little bit of a lazy pass from Musa, I think. That took a little bit too much time off the clock to get to Yabusele. But after all the action, all the atmosphere, and everything here at the Wiesing Center, we are knotted up 22 apiece. Real Madrid, Partizan, Mozart, Bet Belgrade here at the Wiesing Center. Woo! Let's check out some of these first quarter highlights as I try to take a breath. There's a lot of Partizan early and often. There's a lot of that guy right there, Smilagic, who's knocking it down over the top of Eddie Tavares from deep. Tried to take him one time to the hoop like I told him to, but he couldn't finish the dunk. But you see him stroking it from deep, the 22-year-old, looking for that rising star player this season. It took him a late start, but now he's got all the confidence in the world. Tavares with the dunk right there with the disc from Gabriel Deck with a huge first quarter for Real Madrid. Kept his team in the game throughout some difficult times in that first quarter. Even though he wasn't effective from the line, only 3 for 6. He got there, drew fouls, and he made Shelko Obradovic change things. 13 rebounds to 6 is the early tally for Real Madrid, something that we always look at. Real Madrid with 4 offensive rebounds early on here, something that Partizan needs to be concerned about, as you got your best performance of the quarter. Malajic isn't too happy about that. He thought it was going to be him. But look at that 14-point index rating for Gabriel Deck in just the first 10 minutes of the contest. And he only actually participated about 9.5 of those. Now all tied up here. It'll be Real Madrid taking the ball out of bounds to set things up. Referee's trying to get things set up as we get it underway here. Anga pressured by Exum. No full court pressure this time by Partizan. Now it's Moose up top. Fernandez shoots when he goes left, penetrates when he goes right. Tavares. And there's that backdoor cut. As I told Tavares has to be a facilitator, and he was that time. They'll send all the guys backdoor whenever they see a rotation defensively. Now you're gonna see this play again on the pick and roll. It's Tavares rolling to the basket. You see the pass come. Here comes the rotation from the other side. Leday on that other side, and it's Anga who reads it perfectly. When you see the back of that defender's head, you want to go backdoor, and Tavares knows that's coming as Anga rolls in. The old school three-point play for his 3 points, first 3 points of the night. Excellent now. The sort up top, Leday, he can stick it. Leday just a little bit short. Here comes Real Madrid wanting to run a little bit if they can. But now they'll slow it down and set things up. Yabusele clears out down low. Musa finds that Euro step space, but he's off the mark. And here comes Partizan. Lede on the run. Nunnally wants to step up for three. Well defended by Rudy Fernandez, and it's Musa on the backside. Great defense by Madrid in transition. And you can call that a 6-point play because Partizan had an opportunity right there for a 2-on-1 play, but Rudy Fernandez did everything he could to stall it enough for Musa to get back. And now Yabusele knocks down to three to give his team the 6-point lead. Nunnally from deep, Nunnally short, one of the best three-point shooters in Euroleague. As Exum's gonna take the foul on the dribble on Adamanga. And of course, everybody in the crowd and everybody on Real Madrid's bench watched the unsportsmanlike. Exum trying to go after that ball. Kevin Punter now checking back in for Zach Lede. Yabusele having himself a nice little time here early on, less than 6 minutes already with 7 points in Madrid. Trying to build on his lead. They're down 19-13 at one point. Now it's 28-22. Yabusele dominating down low one more time. And this time they need to foul him again. That's gonna be second quick team foul in the first minute and a half of the second quarter. Madrid taking things out underneath their own basket. Trying to see if they get an easy one. Rudy now looking back into Yabusele, see if he can go high-low with him. Tavares looking in the middle. Rudy gets it to him, steps back. Not much going on offensively, but Anga finds a way to get to the hoop and finger roll it off the rim, off the backboard. I'm sorry, Željko Obradović wants to call a timeout. 30-22 as Madrid rolls to an 8-0 run right here in this second quarter. The first minute, 47 seconds. You see Anga finding the space and touching it softly off the boards. We got a little special edition here tonight called the Heat Map, as we're going to check out these players that we keyed in earlier tonight. Look at where they're so used to scoring from deck down low. You see all that yellow around the basket as we saw him dominate down low early on and underneath the basket. Of course, Exum on the other side hits from anywhere, where Musa loves to get to the basket also, can hit the three, but loves to get into the lane and get those fouls. And look at Kevin Punter. He hits from everywhere, especially inside the lane. You see him on the bottom right there. You see all that yellow right in front of the foul line. He loves to take his man off the dribble, stop, pop, and drop right there. But Punter, as we see, can hit it from everywhere. Look at those percentages from each one of those players. Great addition to our telecast right here. Great job, my guys up in Europe, or up in England, I'm sorry, from IMG to put that together, and our producers to see the difference of where these guys play from, where they feel most comfortable from on the floor. Punter and Exum doing it from everywhere. Deck loving it down low, as we saw early on. And of course, Musa, who hasn't really gotten in the game offensively yet, but you'll see him go to the line here soon. He loves to pick up fouls. As I said in the pregame, 18 for 20 from the line in the two contests that they've played against each other so far this season. Round 10 and round 32. 12 for 13 in round 32. So look for Musa to get more involved offensively here as this game goes on. Great job by Madrid, forcing Partizan out of their offensive set early on in that possession. And now Rudy Fernandez looking for Lede. Lede doesn't see the wide open basket. It's up to Kevin Punter, and it's Partizan. It's gone ice cold from outside the arc. They started out with 1 from Punter and 3 from Smailagic. And since then, it's 0 for 6 for the rest of this Partizan team, as they're 4 for 10 from outside to 3. Madrid, again, only with 5 3-pointers taken so far, as they're trying to go into the paint Fernandez gets stuck on a pick. Lede now against Yabusele. Lede goes to the basket, spins, turns, floater. Zach Lede with the first couple points of the second quarter, settling the nerves for Partizan. As now it's Musa who wants to take it up against Nunnally. Fakes off of Nunnally, and he's gonna get an offensive foul called as Exum read that perfectly. He saw the handoff coming, knew the ball fake was coming. Exum, look at him get that position and take it right in the chest, and that's another foul on Musa. And I tell you what, you can get into Musa's head. He doesn't like that fouls called on him. He loves to have fouls called for him. If you get in his head early, you can take a guy that's scoring 15 points a game, out of the contest. Obviously, Madrid has a deep enough bench to pick up for him, but makes it a little bit more difficult. As Exum might have got away with a push off of Anga right there. Now Exum to the hoop, tries to get it to Lesor. Lesor with the floater, intimidated a little bit by Tavares as he comes up short. Kind of short-armed that one. Partizan trying everything they can to not let Madrid open up this lead anymore. Tavares to the basket. Out to Musa. Musa to the basket one more time, and this time another offensive foul is called against Zana Musa as he goes to the basket. And I can honestly say the first one looked like an offensive foul. I'm gonna have to take a look at this one. If he didn't throw an arm up or something before he got to the hoop. And as I said, you can get into his head, but this will even get into his head a little bit more. Oof. Oh no, though, that was close. Exum made a nice play, and that's gonna send Musa to the bench. And he took a risk right there trying to take that foul. He was outside the ring, down low, and he got the call. That's 2 consecutive offensive fouls against Zana Musa, and he's gonna go to the bench, and you got a warning on the bench already. As Sergio Yua trying to calm things down, both on the bench and of the referees. You see Williams Goss talking to him. As a player, you're never happy to get 2 offensive fouls. Zana Musa is such an important part of this team. Right now it's 0 points. Couple assists on the night, but he's only taken 2 shots. 0 for 1 from 2, 0 for 1 from 3. We'll see if this affects the team at all, or if it elevates them even more, gets them motivated. Look at that, Rudy all over the place on the defense. Now it's Anga on the break, or Zonia, and that could be another offensive foul. That's 3 in a row, and I gotta say, I like that call, as Zonia went way out of control, and Lesor was down there just waiting for him, or maybe Lede. You don't see 3 offensive calls made, and you see that player out of control, and one way or the other, that was Partizan's ball, because Nunnally made the steal on the backside as the action's been shut down, but Partizan has not been able to score 3.5 minutes and only 2 points. Anga and the defense on Exum didn't get away with the travel there because we never pulled that foot, but the defense from Madrid is just suffocating right now. And a foul call, and the referees are gonna have to settle this thing down. Exum goes to the basket. Definite foul there on Rudy Fernandez, but everybody's a lot more concerned about the possible travel on Exum as he extended that left foot out so far in front of him that it looked as though he dragged that back foot, but I honestly don't think he did. These guys are so amazing athletically. You saw the stretch by Exum, but he was able to pull that foot back just in time, and now he goes to the line and rattles that one home. As the intensity hasn't calmed down here, but the offensive fluidity has in the second quarter. Only an 8-4 quarter so far. Coming up almost on the halfway point. 6:10 to go here in the second. And Lesor on the backside. Matias Lesor, watch out! Here he comes! Matias Lesor gets the steal on the weak lob pass. You saw it happening right there. Once he gets possession of it, picks it up on that 3rd bounce and gets down, and Anga can't get there. And Chus Mateo's gonna need a timeout before the media timeout. Matias Lesor doing what Matias Lesor does. being aggressive. 30-28, Real Madrid over Partizan. And we talked about it earlier, milestone time, Fabian Coser, who feel like he's been around forever. It's only been 300 games, though. There he is, Fabian Coser. I'm sorry, I didn't know that had a little commentary to it, but Fabian Coser, congratulations. 300 games, 500 assists, all the good stuff for Coser tonight. I talk to him all the time, man. The most important thing he has, what you saw in that last image, was that Euroleague cup in his hand. That's what he loves more than anything, is winning championships. He's been a team player from the day he's gotten to this team. It's not been an easy season for him. He's been injured up and down, in and out of the lineup, but his confidence never goes away, and his love for this club and for the team doesn't go away. So I'm sure we'll see him back in tonight, as he got to start early on. Right now, it's Madrid trying to get back to their offensive ways, as they've been shut out over the last 3 minutes. Chacho Rodriguez into the game. See if they go back into Yabusele. High-low with Tavares. Tavares fakes the pass up top. Chach to the basket. He wants to float it up, and Lesort one more time, doing what he does best. Now there's only 1.5 seconds left to go on his shot clock. Lesort got his hand, knocked that out. See what Madrid has, a quick play. Watch for Zonia with the cut to the basket. They took it away. Now, of course, up to Tavares. Why not? As he goes up with the left hand, the only thing you really have to defend there is the lob pass to Eddie Tavares. And that might be the defender on the ball's fault. You got to get more hands in the face. Exum against Rudy. Rudy's so good at stealing from behind. Tavares got away with a foul right there, and Lede knocks it down from the foul line. Now it's Chacho one more time up top. Yabusele's already hit a 3, wants one more. Yabusele's short this time, Matteo Lesort. Look at Lesort pulling up like a point guard, calling fist. Gets it off the punter, 2-man game. Up over the top. Oh, man! Kevin Punter with Tavares in his face. Knocks down the 3 from deep, and Partizan is back on top. Chacho. 2-man game with Tavares one more time. Here comes the cut. They swing it over. Zonia had a tough time getting the pass and not stepping on the line. And Mario Zonia tiptoes and does a little ballet step in the corner to not step on the line, and knocks down a 3. Mario Zonia from deep, and the offense is back, baby. Punter wants one more. Kevin Punter, one more time. 2 for 4 for Punter, 8 points already. Now let's see what Madrid, how they answer it. Up top, Tavares. Punter couldn't get in his way, as they're not cutting down that cut by Tavares right now. There's no rotation, and if they don't get him into foul trouble, they could be in trouble, because Poirier's not on the bench, so it'd have to be Corneli that might take in the game. Now it's Exum wanting a 3. Dante Exum starting to light it up now as Partizan. It's 3 threes in a row. Now the 2-point lead. Lesort goes for the pick in the back. Chacho. 2-man game again. No one there for Tavares. And now the box out so hard on Tavares, and there's going to be a foul called. That's actually going to be called on James Nunnally, man. If you're James Nunnally, you can't stand this. You did everything you can to box out Tavares. Lede comes in and grabs the rock, and Nunnally not only gets called for the foul, but also takes a shot to the back of the head. as Tavares comes down on him. You see the tiptoe there by Arzonia. And one more time, Kevin Punter. Arzonia now against Punter, one-on-one. Punter trying to get his hand in. Arzonia backs in. Madrid's had this advantage all game long. They've been taking it to the paint and taking advantage of it. Makes that 19 shots inside the three-point line compared to 8 from outside. So it's a game plan. Jesus Mateos had Nunnally somehow or another grabs that errant pass from Exum. Nunnally now out to Punter. Punter fakes the three. Well defended by Arzonia. Lede to the hoop, up over Yabusele. Tough shot, well defended. Exum almost got a freebie right there, but Chacho comes and pulls down the loose ball. Two-man game. Chacho to the hoop with the left. Can't get the roll. Exum loses it for a minute and then retains the possession one more time. Nunnally to the hoop, out to Punter. Punter, you kidding me? And he looks at his bench as to say, that's right, it's another one, fellas. Kevin Punter lighting it up from deep. 3 for 5 from outside the arc. Give him 4 assists to go with it. Leading his team in that category, plus the 11 points. Chacho Rodriguez now with the team down 3. Backdoors Arzonia. Can't handle the rock off the deflected pass. Here comes Punter one more time. You better get out on him. You better get out on him. He's feeling it. And there's the foul you got to give up. And now Kevin Punter's going to give himself a rest. He's going to go to the line and try to knock down 2 from the stripe. I don't know about Kevin Punter, but I'm exhausted watching this guy knock down threes from every spot on the floor. Although through all of that, the last 5 possessions have resulted in 3-pointers for Partizan. They're still only up 3 in the second quarter. 42-39 Partizan with exactly 2 minutes to go here. Let's see if we can get into a timeout and see what's going on with maybe Real Madrid this time. You see the play set up there by Jesus Mateo as he finally gets Gabriel Deck back in the lineup after scoring those 9 points, 4 rebounds for his team in the first 9 minutes of the first quarter. He sits out the entire second quarter, make that 9 total minutes of play that he's been on the bench as Kevin Punter is going to try to come down, knock down a couple. You tend to wonder where was Deck during that moment where Madrid was struggling offensively. And now he checks back in the game with 2 minutes to go as Punter wants to continue his role, this time from the charity stripe. And Partizan has done a good job in his second quarter of controlling the offensive rebound. After giving up 4 in that first quarter, it's only 6 right now. Chacho top, set things up. Partizan does a good job of forcing Madrid to run their play with under 10 to go. Looking high-low again. They're going to give Tavares that shot all day long. Punter gets a hand on it. That's another time where the ball goes out of bounds with 3.5 seconds. You see what I talked about, though? Lesort's all over Deck. You see Lesort? He's not even looking at Tavares. And they try to get that bad angled pass in to Deck down low. Something they were doing in the entire first quarter, but they'll give Tavares that shot. They gave him dunk earlier when Yabusele now wants it off the mark. He can't get it. Lesort doesn't pull down the rebound, but He does get possession for his team. Nunnally quickly down the floor against Arzonia. 1.5 to go here in the second. Two-man game with Lesort. Tavares now up top. Punter one more time. Has Kevin Punter even touched the rim yet? That's my question. It's silk. Every time that ball goes through, it's nothing but nylon. You can hear it. What a stroke Kevin Punter has, and he's told me before the game he wants to get one, and he wants to get this one. And he's showing his urge to get it. There's Zonia now to the hoop. Left hand, Lesort comes over. Oh, they couldn't get the loose ball right there. Now the quick pass. Good pass by Yabusele. Deck with the offensive rebound. Back out to Chacho off the miss of the three. Up top. And Tavares cannot get it fall. Another offensive rebound. Yabusele wants the three. And that's something Partizan cannot afford to do, giving up 3 offensive rebounds. They had a 7-point lead right there. And gave up 3 offensive rebounds that led to a 3 from Yabusele on this pass right here from Chacho. And that was a big play for Real Madrid. Almost giving up that guy right there. Punter another possession as they go into this timeout with 35.4 to go. Down 4, up 4, I should say. Partizan with that 46-42 lead. Coming out of that timeout right there, you see Florentino Perez here watching the game, watching his team trying to pull off a couple victories at home, try to go to Belgrade in one of the hottest atmospheres in all of Europe, who continue to set records every game in attendance. And if Madrid loses a game here at home, and that's going to be a dangerous situation for them to go back to Partizan to Belgrade and play in front of that crowd with an opportunity for their team to go to the Final Four. I can't imagine what it's going to be. Well, I will imagine what it's going to be like, because I will be there. I'm looking forward to it. As we have another referee problem at the table. We have everything checked out here. Now 35.4 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Partizan with the 4-point lead. Up 7 a second ago before Yabusele got that 3. Tavares now getting a rest as he's played over 19 minutes in this first half. It's a lot of time for Tavares to be on the floor. Set up play by Selko Brodovic. Now they got the post advantage down low. 4 on the clock. Lesort against Arzonia, using the body as much as he can. Up, over, and he can't get the roll of the day with the rebound, and he fades it back, gets the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2. I'm not sure if he might have wanted to take that ball out to try to get the last shot. They did everything they wanted to do. They wanted to get it to the last second that they could of that possession. Lede picks it up right there. You had 10.5 seconds to go. You might want to dribble it out and look for the last shot of the first half and not give Madrid an opportunity. And if you don't do it, you better knock down these 2 free throws that he did on the first one. And again, as we said, the 2 winners of these games this season have both gone over 100 points. And right now, it's at that pace as Partizan, if Lede knocks this one, sits 2 points away from that half-century mark here, and Lede will go to the bench. Avramovic checks back into the game real quick. Defensive purposes, 9 seconds to go. No fouls to give for Partizan. And if you're Partizan, you don't want to give up the three. Remember, Tavares is on the bench now, so it's a small lineup. Yabusele's the big three-point shooter. Goss pulls up. Goss knocks it down right at the buzzer. No help. You got to switch with 9 seconds left. Zelko Bradovic is upset because you got to switch every pick on those situations to make sure you don't give up a wide-open look. Look at that. You see, he put his player in for that defensive purpose, and it didn't work. And someone's going to get an earful here at the halftime. I wouldn't want to be in that locker room right there. As we're going to talk to a couple players here at the halftime. It's Partizan up 4, 48-44. As we're going to talk to the big man, Matthias Lesort, see what he has to say about this first half. Good words by Matthias Lesort. Talk about everything his team's been through throughout the season. This is normal for them. Now let's go down and talk to Adamanga. See what he has to say about that first half and what's going to happen here in the second half. Yeah, no doubt it's all about the defense for Madrid. Again, they've let up so many points of this team. You see the head-to-head between the two players we just spoke with. Matthias Lesort, again, only 4 points. You see so many more stats, only 2 rebounds for the leading rebounder in the league, both offensively and total rebounds. But it's just the energy that he's brought out to the game since he's got into the lineup here for his team. And we'll be back here in a minute at the Wiesing Center. Welcome back here for a quick set as we check out those first half highlights, and there was plenty of them. Things got slow in the beginning of that second quarter, but in the first, it was all Partizan early on. Smilagic being the man of the hour with 3 threes early against Walter Tavares, changing Madrid's defensive game plan totally. Matthias Lesort, as I talked about the energy that he brings, getting that steal and a lazy lob pass into Tavares. And there's another lob pass to Tavares, this time with only a second and a half. So both teams making some critical mistakes, both offensively and defensively. But it's Kevin Punter who's just been lighting it up. 15 points, 4 assists for the American. Give him 3 rebounds to go with it, leading his team in all 3 of those categories. And Yabusele on the other side doing everything he can to keep his team in. Again, I talked about Deck being out pretty much that entire second quarter until 2 minutes left. Kind of questioned that call after the big first quarter that Gabriel Deck had. You see your rebound. Being out rebounded again is Partizan, 21-13. 8 offensive rebounds for Real Madrid. That's something that Zelko Obradovic is going to try to clean up here in the second half, without a doubt. And we'll be back in the second half in a few minutes after our halftime features. Welcome back to the We6 Center as Partizan Mozart Bet Belgrade maintains his 4-point lead over Real Madrid, 48-44. Just a little under 4 minutes ago until we start up the second half again. And what an incredible first half that was. You talked a lot about Gabriel Deck sitting out almost the entire second quarter. Didn't come back until there's 2 minutes left. He did so much damage in the paint to Partizan early on, as we see our box score right there. Tavares and Yabusele with 10 points each. Kevin Punter with 15, just lighting it up. And Gabriel Deck had those 5 rebounds, 9 points early on. And there's your other game. Maccabi played Tika Tel Aviv, trying to get one on the road. A 11-point lead for Maccabi played Tika Tel Aviv in Monaco. They get one on the road. And it's like we said, they are one of the best. Well, they are the best team at home this season, record-wise. As we go talk to Chus Mateo and talk to him about his team's first half and what they need to do in the second. Chus Mateo trying to reduce that scoring from outside. This is the third game that they've tried to do it. They haven't been able to do it yet, as they dropped 97 points against Real Madrid in round 10 right here in this building, and 104 in round 32 in Belgrade. So they're going to have to do something quick to try to stop them from scoring from the outside. Now, let's talk to the Masters, Zeljko Obradovic. After a good question right there, Zeljko Obradovic going over to talk to one of his old players, Alberto Angulo, who's actually the head of the Real Madrid young team, sitting over there by our commentator, Dana Lucas. After the interview, went over to say hello. I'm trying to get my hello from him, but I always got these headphones on. As he talked about rebounding, he talked about the fact that they needed to stop the rebound, as they got some offensive rebounds, 8 offensive rebounds being dominated right now, 21-13 on the boards altogether. But as I said, only 2 turnovers for Partizan in that first half. And it's a team, when you play as offensively as they do, you expect turnovers from them, and it's only 2 so far. And again, we talk about Madrid leading, being one of the best teams in the league in assists, and they're at 11 assists so far here in that first half. Gabriel Deck, let's see if he comes out. It looks like he'll be coming out to start this second half. Coach Chus Mateo doesn't want to make that mistake again of keeping him on the bench for too long, as he was so big. As Kevin Punter was an obvious player of the quarter right there, scoring 13 points of his 15 in that second quarter, and most of them from deep. And there's Alan Smalagic, who's see if he's going to get the call back, as Zeljko Obradovic going to go back to the starting lineup. As you see both lineups coming back out, both coaches going with their starting lineups in the beginning of the game. So we'll see how long Fabian Coser stays in the game. I noticed, and we talked about Eddie Tavares was going to give us an interview at halftime, but we got it from Anga instead. And you see why. You look at that left knee of Tavares, he's got something on it right now. They had to get banged up here in the second quarter. And we'll see. He was on the floor for 19 minutes of that first half, and without Poirier, we'll see what happens with him and that knee. Yabusele up over the top of the day with the left hand, but That's an interesting thing to keep an eye on, considering you got a 5-game playoff coming up with another game here just 48 hours from right now. As Smailagic trying to take Tavares outside one more time. Smailagic now to the basket, looking for the foul, goes up and under. And again, you see Tavares a little bit hobbling on that left knee. And Smailagic right there took advantage of it, went to the hoop, and Tavares didn't seem like he was able to stop and put the brakes on either. Smailagic gets his first 2 of the night. After dropping all threes, Kosar wants his first of the night, doesn't get it though. Well defended by Punter. Now with that left-handed roll, that's what Kosar loves. This time, nothing wrong with that left knee for Tavares as he goes up over his defenders. You see us highlighting that knee with our camera angle. As Madrid cuts it back to 2 again. It's going to be back and forth all night. Smailagic. See what he does from the outside this time. Back this time for 3. Puts the fake on it to the hoop. And he's going to be called for an offensive foul as Yabusele holds his ground. That's going to be number 3 on the young man. As he kind of stuttered getting through, he lost the ball. Ooh. Kind of got that elbow up. Yabusele definitely was not in position. There's something about that zone down there where referees are calling a bunch of offensive fouls. Make that 4 called in that area alone. Right now, Real Madrid will take it as they're down 2, and Smailagic has offensively been strong with 11 points. He's picked up his 3rd foul on that offensive call by the referees. Tavares up top. Kosar now to Goss. Goss spinning, looking for something. Kosar is open for a second on a backdoor cut. And they're going to go up again to Tavares. Not much Partizan can do, and that ball goes up. Deck, quick 3. That's off the mark and pulled down by Avramovic as he sets things up for his team. Deck got that quick shot, quick look at the basket to the hoop. Left hand, nice penetration on the double high pick up top. And Avramovic gets his 5th point of the night. And when you get points from guys like that where you don't expect it, it's an added bonus. Kosar now using that body to shug off Smailagic with nothing going on. He puts it up, Punter to the basket, dips it off, and Lede up over the top and a foul from behind on Yabusele, making it an and 1 as they convert defense into offense. Smailagic on one side, stopping Kosar's penetration. Hunter with the bounce pass to Lede up top. And look at this, a timeout called by Real Madrid. Dante Exum, James Nunnally, Matthias Lasar jump off the bench to go out and give their teams high fives. That's what I love watching about this team. As Partizan Belgrade gets out to 6-4 run here early in the 3rd, 54-48. Partizan up 6. And here's our edition of Turkish Airlines Flight Time tonight. As you see, that's the play I was talking about. You see Lasor going down to help out. And Tavares reads it perfectly as no one came over under rotation. The one-handed pass by Deck in the air. Most people are waiting for him to come down on the floor to put that ball in both hands. And see the Deck saying, keep it going. Every time I get that ball down there, you cut to the basket. That's what I talked about earlier in the game. That was the way they played in round 32. They played a lot of help defense down low on Deck with Lasor, leaving Tavares up top. This time he decided to cut and get the easy dunk. And we'll keep an eye on him throughout the night. Because remember, Poirier's not in. Now he went to the bench, and it's Anthony Randolph's going to see his first minutes of the game. Tavares having himself a night, though. 12 points, 5 rebounds with a PIR of 20. And Chus Mateo sitting down talking to him and seeing how he feels. And I don't know what it is with the knee. We'll find out. We'll try to find out. But if it's muscular, sometimes the worst thing to do is to sit down and to get it cold. And Anthony Randolph is back playing again, feeling better. 8 rebounds the other day in a domestic league game. And still trying to get his feet under him as much as he can as Lede finishes the 3-point play and puts Partizan back up 7. And now you see the pressure on Goss. Abramovich all over Goss. Really now Koser. Randolph off the bench. Anthony Randolph says, hey, why haven't I been in the game yet? As Randolph checks in the game, gets a wide open look, and drills the three. Most coaches tell you to let the game come to you. Anthony says, I'm going to the game. Give me the rock. And A. Randolph sticks his first three of the game and first second. Smailagic now down low against Deck. Deck's got those quick hands. Smailagic knows it. Trying to go up and under. Kicks out punter from deep. Oh, man, if that one would have went in. Smailagic now is going to be called for his fourth foul right there as Obradovic quickly goes to the bench. And it's a great call by the referees. You can see Smailagic use Randolph's back to get up a little bit higher and pull down that rebound. Anthony Randolph dropping it from deep. That's 4 on the young man right there. And without Tavares in the game, it doesn't hurt them as bad. It gives Matias Lazort a little bit more of a chance to work around the basket. And they're going to have to keep an eye on Anthony Randolph after coming out and feeling that three early. Koser did a hoop. Koser up and over. Doesn't get the foul call. A lot of contact there by Leday. And Leday down the middle. Watch out as Leday kicks it out. The punter. I thought Leday was going to take it to the basket. Punter goes baseline, floats it. Can't get the roll. Now the long rebound comes back to Trifunovic. Abramovich wants one more from deep, and that's way off the mark, but there's going to be a foul down low as Matias Lasort's energy just continues to grow and grow. You see him watch him go to the basket, pushing everybody. Randolph's got to get him out of the way because he's going through. He went through Goss, went through Randolph, and Anthony Randolph will take that foul not to give up the easy offensive rebound to the top offensive rebounder in the league this season, Matias Lasort. Lasort now off the punter. See if punter cools down a little bit here in the second half. Leday baseline over Randolph. Outside it's Trifunovic. Long air ball from the corner. And now Madrid wants to run down 4. Goss to the basket. Ooh, almost an errant pass. Deck somehow or another pulls it up, using that body down low. Koser off the Yabusele with the wide open 3. Leday comes flying out of nowhere. Long rebound tapped out by Deck, but Koser couldn't get to it in time. The fans love it. They appreciate the hustle. But no points scored right there on that possession. It was a good possession by Real Madrid. They got the shot they were looking for, but could not convert. Trifunovic will go to the bench, and James Nunnally will check back in. Nunnally only 2 points on the night, 0 for 1 from deep. And obviously he can shoot his 44% career three-point shooter. Yabusele with the defense down low. And that ball goes out of bounds with 12 on the shot clock. Trying to get it into Lasort. Forcing it in. You see it goes off the line right there. Yabusele tried to do everything he could to save it. Good defense by the Frenchman. The punter, Madrid trying to pick up the defensive intensity as much as they can. Punter now coming off the pick. He gets stripped by Yabusele. Here comes Real Madrid on the 3-on-2. Goss with the floater. Gets the roll. Williams, Goss getting the roll on the 3-on-2 fast break as Jana Musa gets ready to check back into the game. And they'll need him offensively here in the second half. They can't. Punter looking for any. Koser, great defense all over him. Leday with the quick 3. That's off. Oh, Randolph was wide open under break, but Deck didn't look up, and now Madrid's going to set things up. A little different team without Tavares in. There's your trap down low on Deck, not giving him the open look. Koser from deep. Koser! Nothing but nylon on the ball rotation from one side to the other. And Fabian Koser has his first 3 of the night to go along with his 2 assists. Now look at Goss all over Madrid. Defensively feeling good about themselves as Goss gets called for the foul. And it's going to be Dante Exum checking in right now. We might have a timeout on the floor with 4.5 to go. Kevin Punter is going to get a rest for Dante Exum. Madrid defensively picking it up a notch every possession. See what Partizan can do, not getting an open shot at all. Nunnally now down to Lazort. Lazort's going to pick up, oh, he's going to be called for the foul. He turned to face the basket, moved his feet. I think you're going to see it. You're going to see him face up. There's the feet right there. Ooh, I don't know. I'm not sure if you can call that right there. Right? And now we're going to get another change in the lineup. It's the first time that we're going to see Jan Madar check into the game. And this kid can light it up quick also when he gets into games. Let's keep an eye on him. They love playing with him in the lineup. He hasn't played lately, but when he's in, the offense sometimes changes. Yabusele had an open look at the three, didn't want to take it, and almost lost it to Lede, and now Lede is going to be called for a foul on the floor. Even though he took a shot to the face, the blocking foul was called before. He took a shot, there's no doubt, you'll see it. But the foul was called because he went down. Well, I see him go down right here, right there. He's going to take that blocking foul, that left arm. Well, he does take the hit also. And Selko Obradovic is going to make sure the referees know about that. Okay, it's a good call, but just keep an eye out for my players. Lede is holding his mouth right now. He's obviously not bleeding, otherwise he'd be nowhere near the referee. There's no way you go near a referee when you're bleeding, because you got to come out of the game immediately. Lede don't want nothing to do with that right now. Randolph up top. Kosera looking for another one. Goss couldn't find him. Now he finds him away from the basket. Oh, Kosera shakes down Exum, but the switch is done. Now Randolph can't find a position, and that's going to be a shot clock violation as Madrid can't get it off. Madrid's turned this thing around. Now they have the 1-point lead after being down 4 at half. Zana Musa checks in for Fabian Kosera. Puts 5 or 6 good minutes in for Kosera. Musa goes right over to talk to the referee and say, is there any way you can call 3 offensive fouls on me tonight? We'll see in a minute. As Partizan quietly goes down 1 point. Here trying to find it. It's all about Madrid's defense. They become very physical defensively. That's the 4th team foul for Real Madrid. Partizan sitting on 3. How much of a doubt there was a foul? There was a foul early on right there that wasn't called. Exum shaking it off. And then another one after that. Lazort now to Lede. Off to Nunnally. They're not giving Nunnally any looks whatsoever. Lede now to the basket. That's going to be one referee calls a charging foul. The other one calls a blocking foul. And they're going to talk it out maybe and see what the call is. There's a lot of movement on those feet by Randolph. I'd be more apt to, yes, an offensive foul on Lede. I don't know about that one myself. You saw it. He took it well. He took it in the chest, but his feet were still moving. He wasn't completely set. So difficult for referees, though, to call offensive foul. But more importantly, that's number 3 on Lede with 3:20 to go here in the 3rd. So Partizan down 1, struggling here offensively in his 3rd quarter. Only 7 points in the first 7 minutes. Looking into Yabusele, trying to penetrate that paint like they did early on. Errant 3 this time by Goss from up top, and Madar pulls down the rebound off to Lede. Lede wants to go into the sort. Instead, they're going to give him the one-on-one against Anga. Out to Madar. Madar goes baseline. Nunnally with the quick penetration. Madar from the corner. That's going to be short, though. Oh, but he gets the roll somehow or another. Madar short on the 3. And somehow or another, that ball finds its spot and falls down. A huge basket for Partizan, who is struggling offensively. Now it's one more time. Musa looking for it. Can't get the contact that he wants, but he does get the basket. And they're making him work hard for his points tonight. That's his first 2 of the evening. He's only taken 3 shots, but he's had to work for every one of them. Now Madar one more time to Nunnally. Željko Obradović is trying to get through these 10 minutes of the third quarter in these last 2 minutes that are so important. You got to push on the back by Real Madrid that'll send Partizan to the line. I believe it'll be Matias Resort, who got fouled by Yabusele. Right? You see the aggressiveness by always going to the hoop, every shot. Resort is 74% free throw shooter on the season. He won't take many shots from outside, but he is pretty good from the line. Gives his team that 1-point lead back, trying to make it 2 points on this one right here with 2:06 to go. And he's off the mark, only up one. I always talk about the last 2 minutes, closing out quarters. And let's see who closes out this quarter better, as Madrid is down one. Backdoor pass, Yabusele getting up and over the rim and throwing it down. Nice assist by Zana Musa as he made the defender convert and commit. And it's Yabusele on the baseline. Now Nunnally wants it. Nunnally, are they going to count the basket and the foul? Nunnally gets it up quick, and they're going to talk this out. This could be a three-pointer. Look at a nice backdoor cut by Yabusele. That may be something they're going to have to go check out. We haven't been to the TV yet, and they're going to call off the three-pointer, but they are going to call the foul on Anga as he breaks through the pick. Nonetheless, it's going to be 2 free throws for Partizan. They can retain the lead one more time here. As the referees are talking things out. They're going to look at it. I don't know what they're going to look at exactly. It seemed as though they already called off the basket by Nunnally. So it'd be something to do. It can't be anything to do with the time, because the foul is committed and it'll be a free throw. No matter what. Let's listen in on the referees, see what they're calling. I guess they just waved that off again just to make sure. But I believe the foul was still called. So that'll send who to the line? It'll send Lede to the line. Try to his team to lead back. 1:30 to go here in this third quarter. Man, do we have a game? This fourth quarter is going to be pretty amazing. I'm already looking forward to the fourth, and we're not even done with the third yet. Lede knocks down the first one. Offensively, things have slowed down here in the third quarter. 16-12 run by Real Madrid, making up that 4-point difference. And Lede gets number 2. On Lazor takes him outside. Looking for Randolph inside. Here comes Lede from the back. Can't get it. Now it's switched off to Yabusele. Yabusele's going to be long on that 3. And it's Exum coming down with a rock. Bounce pass back to Exum. I thought Exum was going to throw it down, but he's going to go to the line anyways. We've seen Exum throw some highlight reels all over Europe this season. And that time I thought we had another one. Nice dish back by Madar right there. And it's foul called. It'll send Dante Exum to the line for another couple free throws. So 3 points so far for Partizan in this final 2 minutes, all of them coming from the line. 3 from the day. Let's see if Exum could finish off his 2. That's Adam Anga's 4th foul also. So we'll see if he finishes out this quarter. At least on the offensive side, he will. If there's a stoppage in play, you might look for Chus Mateo to get him out of the game and not have the opportunity of getting that 5th on the defensive set. Musa, well defended, slips and falls. Can't find anybody now off the Anga. Only 5 on the shot clock. Anga's got the ball, not the person you want in his hands with 5 on the shot clock. He throws one up off the rim. Yabusele comes up with a rebound, shuffles, muffles, Zuffles, and the ball's knocked out of bounds by Partizan as there's so much contact down there on the floor. Yabusele fighting for the rock. That's a huge offensive rebound for Real Madrid. Exactly what Zeljko Obradović doesn't want to see. That's number 11. And that gives the ball out of bounds, 10 seconds on the shot clock for Los Blancos. Remember, Tavares has been out since early on in his 3rd quarter with a banged up knee. And we'll see if he'll be back or not. 2-man game. They're going to switch everything now. Musa wants to pull up, and Musa's going to go to the line for 3. It's the first time he's been to the line tonight, which is unusual. And they want a coach's challenge saying that Musa stuck his leg out. No, nothing there at all. But if you watch Musa throughout the season, he releases the ball and falls down almost all the time when there's a defender near him to try to get those free throws. And more importantly, again, that's Ledé's 4th foul. So you have 2 big players for Partizan have to finish out this last 10.5 minutes with 4 fouls. That's Zach Ledé and Alen Smailagic. And we'll see what the master right there, Zeljko Obradović, does. With his 2 players with 4 fouls, Ledé does stick on the floor. Probably same thought process right now as he'll go down on offense. And they're hoping to be the last possession. That'll be 3 free throws from Musa to tie this thing up. And he misses number 2. (63-61). You see the dance going on. Who's going where? I'm going here, you going there. Everybody line up. Yabusele says switch up. He looks over here and smiles at us too. So, all right, I'll go over here. So Lasort's gonna go with him. Ledé sticks with Randolph. All that, Musa continues to think about that miss as the referees try to settle things. And this is how important this game was. I talked about the odd number of games in playoffs as Musa puts his team down 1. And now Partizan with a chance to maybe pull this back to the 4-point advantage they had at the end of the half. Although this was not their best quarter by far. They would love to go into the 4th of the lead. Exum to the hoop, gets thrown at the basket. Lesort tries to pull down the rebound. That's got to be out on Matthias Lesort. Again, the energy from Lesort. Exum going to the basket. A quick change here, trying to get Papa Petrarca into the lineup quickly. He wants to get Ledé out. We talked about that. You're okay having Ledé in there for the offensive set, but you got to hurry up and get him out in the defensive set. You don't want any chances. Not only are you giving up that 5th foul, but you know that Ledé's probably not going to play good defense, so he's going to give him an easy shot. Watch Deck now. He's going to barrel his way down. Gabriel Deck to the hoop, and he's going to go to the line for 2. You saw it coming from the other side of the court. His eyes lit up like a locomotive coming down the middle. As soon as he got the steam, he crossed over. Watch him cross over right here. Nunnally comes over, crosses him back, and up over the top. Madar says he got all ball, which he did, but it was Nunnally who got the foul, I believe, called. And that's the reason why you put Zach Leday on the bench to make sure that he's not anywhere near that type of play as Nunnally commits his second. And Partizan goes from having a chance to go up 4 to now being down 1 with the last possession in his fourth. This punter tries to check back in. Basket good by Deck. Couple three-point shooters checking in the game. Avramovic, Nunnally, Exum, and Punter, who just checked back in with 3.8 to go. You always want to try to catch this ball on the move if you can with 3.8 to go. Maybe Nunnally watch him cross court and try to get it on the run. Exum might take off to give Nunnally some room. And you want to do as much as you can. You want to force the offensive player to catch it going away from his basket. So right now, Nunnally has gotten down a little bit lower on the floor so he can maybe run the baseline and get on the run. Punter now comes and takes his place. It's so strategic right now. 3.8 to go, Madrid's up 1. Željko Obradović trying to make the substitution. And now he wants to talk to the head chief. And now they're going to look it over at the bench. And if anything, they might get a quick timeout out of this as the assistant coaches are trying to pull over the players to set something up with 3.8 to go. Obviously, it's an issue with the substitution as Coach Obradović tried to get players in and out. But off the free throw, maybe he couldn't take him out. So now we're going to see who he ends up with, the 5 on the floor with 3.8 to go. And his team down 1 in a slow third quarter. Seems like it's taken forever compared to the first half. 20-15 lead by Real Madrid here in this third quarter. Again, foul troubles. Adamango with 4 from Madrid. That's the only big problem for them other than Tavares' possible knee injury. And here we go with 3.8. There's Nunnally trying to get in along. He had him at half court. And now Punter shakes him up to Nunnally. Nunnally from deep. And nothing going on right there as he comes up short on the deep one. And Madrid goes into the fourth quarter with a lead. Partizan felt like they dominated that third quarter throughout the first 6.5 minutes. And felt like they were trying to run away a little bit. But it's Madrid who walks into the fourth quarter with a 1-point lead. As I said, third quarter was a bit slow. Smailagic right there trying to take Eddie Tavares with the knee issues. Tavares coming back, doing it offensively. But Smailagic got 2 quick fouls, which got him up to 4 and put him back on the bench. And you see Obradović checking things out from the bench. Musa with a backdoor cut by Yabusele, giving up the rock. Now is where you start to wonder. It's a tight game. You're at home. The rebounding advantage has been shut down a little bit by Partizan. Still only 11 offensive rebounds for Real Madrid. And Partizan is hanging in. Is it Partizan versus Real Madrid right now? Or is it Željko Obradović versus Chus Mateo in this fourth quarter? And that knee right there is not only something that can be important for this game, but obviously for the next 3 to 4 games possibly in this series, as Anthony Randolph's going to have to step up as he got the best performance. Look at that, Randolph, best performance of the third quarter. That tells you right there what went on in that third quarter, as it was dominated by defense. And now, Exum, Nanely, Madar, Hunter, Punter, and Lesort checking in. So we got nothing but small lineups checking into these games. You got Tavares on the bench. Boyer injured, out because of the appendicitis surgery. They don't have a real date on when he's coming back yet. I'm sure right now Real Madrid is hoping he comes back ASAP to get into the game. But again, there's a backdoor play as Rudy Fernandez sets the tone defensively in the first possession of the fourth quarter. He gets the crowd into the game. And that's what Rudy Fernandez does. Makes other players turn the rock over. Gets his hand on everything. You see his intensity right there. Musa. Nothing going on for him right now. He's looking for the pick and roll. He's going to pull up from 3 from deep. Zana Musa on the buzzer gives the team a 4-point lead, and Zeljko Obradovic immediately wants a timeout as Musa digs deep from deep. Gives his team the 4-point lead. Nunnally tries to go behind the screen with so little time left on the shot clock. That's exactly what Coach Obradovic is talking to Nunnally about. What are you doing going behind the pick and giving him the open look at the basket, no matter where he hits it from? You got to go over the top and make him a dribbler and make him go to the basket, force a bad shot at the end, as we see a early Kevin Punter playlist. Was third quarter hasn't been much for Kevin Punter, but he's always around and hanging around in the fourth. And that three-pointer by Zana Musa. And not only that, but there's a defensive play by Rudy Fernandez. The first play of that fourth quarter that leads to the three-pointer on the shot clock buzzer. It's moments like that that turn tides in games. And Partizan is down 4 right now, and with possession. It's a huge possession for them. The punter is Buck. Elijah Bryant from Anadolu Efes sending out some tweets about Kevin Punter, and he's gonna need Punter to do the same thing he did in that second quarter in the fourth, and send out another tweet, as now Madrid again liked what they did in the third quarter defensively, so they want to keep it up. Look at Rudy Fernandez all over. They're not worried about fifth foul. Exum again with another turnover with Rudy Fernandez leading the way, and here comes Real Madrid. Williams Goss on the break, spins, turns off to Yabusele. Yabusele fouled, and that's going to be 2 shots. And it's defense. Look at the intensity of Rudy Fernandez's face as he looks into the crowd. As we talked about both these teams, what are the results of the first game? 105 to 97. The second game, round 32, 104 to 90. But that has been shut down here. That offensive potential has been shut down, and that goes to Rudy Fernandez stripping Dante Exum 2 times in a row and trying to give his team now a 6-point lead. Yabusele misses the first one. Trying to give him Rudy Fernandez giving his team a 5-6-point lead without scoring. That's what Fernando does. Hasn't scored a point yet so far tonight. And Yabusele misses both. And that might give a little bit more momentum to the team in black here as Lede getting ready to check in one more time. Look at Fernandez all over the place. Now it's Punter. Finally with the rock in his hand, but 8 seconds. That's taken away from the offense. Punter's gonna have to turn and look. Madar from deep. And that, he did it again. The first one off the corner rim and into the basket. And Madar gets the roll one more time. The shooter's touch from deep. And how big was that 3? And now Deck where he's most comfortably. We talked about it in the heat map, and he does it one more time as he draws the foul, and Nunnally. We talked about that in our heat map. Exum, Deck. Deck loves to get that ball down there, and that's exactly what he did in that first quarter to keep his team in the game when Partizan was getting ready to run. And again, Madar with a nice shooter's touch, and Nunnally goes to the bench. As Deck. You got to be worried if you're Real Madrid right there. Obviously, if he's not in the game right now, he's not coming back, I don't think. Unless it's just the utmost emergency towards the end of the game. You need him for a possession or two. But you don't want to take that risk with a possible 4 more games to go here. Ramovic up top, trying to get to the hoop. Rudy Fernandez just all over everybody defensively. That's going to be a foul on Yabusele as he knocks the sword off his spot. Gershon Yabusele fixing those cornrows right there, but you're going to see him get the push off right there on the sword. Both teams running their fouls quick. That's the first one on Madrid, 2 already for Partizan. Oh, what a move by Lasort as he fakes the handoff to Madar and goes to the hoop and throws it down. Matthias Lasort with another 2 of his aggressive points. And look at the defense now, shutting Gauss down. Trying to look for Deck down low, and now it's Musa. This time they go over the top of the pick, and they give it off to Yabusele, who loses the ball. The ball went out of bounds, and I'm not sure that ball touch. That's a bad break for Partizan as that ball last touches the foot. Oh, wait a minute, you got to coach's challenge that if you ask me. There was nothing. I don't think they're going to coach challenge that. That did not look like it went off from Partizan's foot. And now with 10 to go, that's a big play as Deck wants to pull up from 3. That's a huge play. I didn't see what the referee saw right there. And Željko Obradović probably should have called a coach's challenge, but no one on the court even asked him for it. So that was interesting as Madar got to that ball, even though it did go off of Lasort's foot. Lasort now taking advantage down low of Tavares' absence. He puts his team down one more time. They're going to continue to dominate down low if Tavares isn't in the game. Rudy Fernandez looking into Yabusele, and that's going to be a foul on Lasort. 3rd foul right there. As rotations are shortened, coaches start to play with the players that they want to play with. Oh, Deck, he might have stepped on that line right there. I think he did. Looks like they only gave him 2. You see our crew chief right there saying that he definitely stepped on the line. So there's only 2 points for Deck, which gives Madrid the 1-point lead right now and the possession. And there's a foul. That's going to be 4 quick fouls by Partizan. And you see Željko Obradović angry with the fact that his team's already got 4 fouls. Now it takes away from your aggressiveness defensively because you don't want Madrid to continue to go to the line. And Madrid knows that, so what's that going to do for Madrid? That's going to make them more aggressive offensively. Now you're going to watch them go down to Deck. You're going to watch them go into Yabusele. You're going to watch him penetrate more. Watch for Musa trying to penetrate to get to the basket, draw that foul, and get those foul shots that he loves to knock down at any point of the game. Madar now. There it is, Deck down low. Trifunovic, tough possession for him as Deck goes up and over. Way too easy. As Partizan has to come up with some sort of defensive rotation or plan to stop Deck from down low. 17 points for Gabriel Deck on 5 for 5 shooting from 2. Punter to the basket, off the rim, loses it in midair, and Zana Musa now crosses over Madar. Madar tries to block it. Musa misses the left-handed layup, and here comes Partizan with a 5-on-4 break, looking for an opportunity. Musa still not back in time. Punter out to the corner from deep. It's Trifunovic with the short 3. Couldn't take advantage of Musa being on the floor for so long. And now Madrid trying to open up a 5 or 6 point lead. And there's a foul, and that's going to send Musa to the line. Musa constantly complains. You just get tired of watching those hands go up and down at the referees. But he gets his way sometimes, and right now he's going to the line as we got to change here, as it's going to be Trufanovic, who just missed a wide-open three from the corner to tie this game up. And now giving Gabriel Deck 2 free throws on the other side as Zach Leday checks in for him. I'm sorry, he's going to give Musa a couple free throws. I see you, Rudy Fernandez, letting you know you still got Othello Hunter coming at us with another tweet talking about Rudy's defensive intensity. Big O at the house watching the game. Hopefully he's checking into Euroleague on our webpage, checking out the stats. And you're not going to see many stats for Rudy Fernandez tonight as he hasn't scored yet. But Othello Hunter knows the game, and he knows what Rudy Fernandez brought to this team in the first minute of that fourth quarter. And he gave him a shout out for it right there. And Musa with 2 gives his team a 5-point lead. Huey back from injury. We haven't seen him yet. Doesn't look like we'll see him tonight either. Madar looking into Lesort. Lesort double team down low. And he's going to be fouled. He got hacked. Rudy Fernandez is all over the place. He's on every ball, every pass. You see him coming in. He's all around the. As soon as that ball went loose, he went looking for it. Madar wants one more from the corner. This time he can't get the nice roll. And Musa was wide open down the floor, but Deck slowed it down. And now Madrid with a 5-point lead. Trying to see what they can do here with just under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Who's going to take this 1-0 advantage in the first game of the Turkish Airlines playoff? Deck pops and drops. Gabriel Deck, that's not his shot. You don't see him taking that kind of shot, dribbling to the basket, stopping that quick. But we know he can do it. And now it's a 7-point lead as Zeljko Obradovic is going to call another timeout here and going to have to make some changes and get some shooters into the game. As this team's down 6 here in the fourth quarter, down 7 for the game. Madrid has turned things around. Let's go into Partizan's timeout and listen in. Zeljko show concern. Deck is killing him from the inside. 2-point shot after 2-point shot. Deck had the 3, but he stepped on the line. So he's 6 for 6 with 19 points, 28-point index rating so far. And he did it in the first quarter. Now he's trying to do it in the fourth quarter. And it's right, this guy right here, all over the rock defensively, giving everything he's got for this game 1 victory. So important that first game. Punter over the top of the pick. Avramovic off to Lesort. Lesort goes up and gets fouled by Deck coming across. I don't know if you can really complain too much about that right there, as Deck got his full body into Lesort. And Lesort's going to go to the line for 2. No chance to take that shot right there, Matías Lesort. You talk about the substitution patterns for Real Madrid, and you kind of question Amir Hezonja, who had 8 points early in that half. In the first half, still on the bench. Only 12.5 minutes played so far in this game. Remember, we talked about Deck being on the bench for a while. They still have a 6-point lead, and I'm questioning some of the substitutions there by Juice Mateo, but we'll see what happens in his last 5 minutes and 21 seconds. Smailagic also with 4 fouls on his bench, and he's not in the game, but Zach Leday is with his 4 fouls, so a little risky play here for Željko Obradović. Maybe sharing fouls between Leday and Smailagic, as now this time they stop Deck. It's going to be Musa now. You don't want to go over that pick. Musa off to Goss in the corner. Loose ball rebound. Yabusele almost came up with it, but Partizan got it. That was a huge possession right there for Partizan, as Goss misses a wide open 3. Lesort to the hoop. No rotation. They had him for a second. Aaron pass almost gets picked off by Goss. Now it's 7 on the clock. Madar's gonna have to shake somebody down. Turns, spins, out. Leday with 2 on the shot clock. Leday's short, and now Deck's on the run. Fernandez had a chance to get it to him, but it got blocked, and now they want to go back inside the Deck. Nice play by Madar on the backside to knock it out of bounds and stop that transition without fouling. That was the most important thing. They got away with that one without having to commit a foul and put Deck on the line. Every possession counts right now, down 5. Partizan had a chance to close it with the last defensive stop. Now they're going to see if they go into Yabusele if they can. Instead, it's going to be Goss one-on-one. Madar, great defense out to Rudy. Rudy, that's the way he likes to shoot it. Fernandez ribs it in and out, but he got it going to his left. That's where he feels most comfortable. That's 2 shots from the corner that Madrid has missed. Now can Partizan take advantage of it? They didn't on the last offense. Punter wants it up high. Almost turns that one over. Kicks it out. This time from the corner, it's Abramovich. Sticking another 3. That's his 8th point of the night. And now we got a 2-point game as Fabian Coser comes in for Rudy Fernandez, who goes down hurt. And you see from the corner, wide open, Abramovich with the 3 from deep to get his team to within 2, and the pressure's on right now. Who's feeling it more? Željko's been here a million times. Goss to the hoop, over the top of the sword. The tap by Yabusele, can't go down the loose ball. Leday picks it up, 2 easy looks, and a long pass to the sword. And Yabusele from behind throws it out. Cancels out Matias Lesort at the rim. What a series of plays. What a pass here by Madar. Look at Yabusele coming from behind and pin it. Woo! Both guys getting up and over the rim. Yabusele making a huge play. Lesort about to tie this thing up. Partizan retains possession though. 18 seconds on the shot clock. And let's see if that gives some momentum to Madrid as Madar wants it. Abramovich with another 3, gets to the basket, left hand, can't get the roll. Looked like Fabian Coser against himself right there, but couldn't get the roll, and now Deck slows it down. Leday, they're looking for the foul. Leday got away with one right there, and Deck got away with the roll also, as that ball looked like it was coming out of the rim. It somehow or another planted itself against the backboard and fell down for the 4-point lead. Madar to the basket, great help by Goss. Kicked over to Leday. Leday's fouled by Deck up top, and the foul shots are going to be so important. We got 2:53 to play here at the Wiesing Center, and it's all about excitement. The tension has not been released at any moment in this game, from tip to right now. And that was a good foul right there by Deck, because that was the 4th. So Leday does not go to the line, but it does give an extra 14 seconds to Partizan, now down 4 with 2:53 to go. Madar cross courts at the punter. Punter's been quiet in the second half. See if he pulls up. That's where he likes to score from, and he's going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the line for 2. That's exactly punter's play right there. That's the way he likes to get the rock. Shuffle, dribble, and stop. We saw it in the heat map earlier. Right from that area, foul line and in. And that time, Goss gets a little bit of the arm. And punter's gonna shoot two. That first one didn't count. As the referee steps in. Lesort's gonna have to check out, like I said. A little blood. Let's see if he puts Smilagic's back in. Look at Smilagic's got off the bench as soon as he saw Lesort coming over. Lesort, you better get attended to quickly and cover that blood as you get back in the game. Punter. He's gonna go to the line and try to make this a 2-point game. One more time. First one is good for punter. That's 16 for him. Make it 17 for Kevin Punter, his first 2 points of that second half. And there's a deflection by Madar. Almost went out of bounds on Anga, or on Goss. And now that full court pressure is coming from Partizan. That's what I talked about earlier. A lot of what they did in that game in Belgrade was a little bit of full court pressure, making Madrid suffer getting the ball up the floor. Now it's Musa. Just want to close Musa out. Now he takes Smilage out. He's got 4 fouls. Musa to the basket. And there's going to be a foul down low. And Exum took a shot to the knee. And let's see if Dante Exum is okay. You see Smilage come in. The foul was committed before, but it could have been on a push from Yabusele. And now Musa will go to the line. Musa with 9 points tonight. Adding on to his total here if he can. He's 4 for 5 from the line. And now Deck has to go to the bench. I'm not sure if he had a little blood on him. And it's going to be Rudy Fernandez coming back in. So Lesort and Deck, it's playoff time, baby. People bleeding, people getting scratched up on the floor. Rudy Fernandez went out hurt earlier. He's back in the game. You got to hurry up and get your players taken care of. Cover up those cuts, cover up those scratches, and get them back on the floor as soon as possible. Yabusele also is going to have to go to the bench for the same thing. And you can't put them back into the game. They have to stay out for at least a possession as Deck tried to check back in. Yabusele tried to put his wristband over the top of it, and they wouldn't let him do that. It's all about physicality here. Game 1 of the Turkish Airlines Euroleague playoff series. Right, I told you, with all due respect to the other series, this could possibly be the best of all 4. Musa with a huge miss right there. Making it, keeping it as a 1-possession game with 2:26 to go. If he makes this one, it's a 3-point game. Partizan's had some trouble boxing out on free throws earlier in the game. Nothing there as Musa strings it straight through. Musa goes down. I don't know why he's still down on the ground. His punter hits the 3 and 1. Musa goes down on the floor. If you ask me, he tried to fake the foul on punter, and he stays on the floor, leaves punter all by himself, and punter drills the 3 and gets fouled. We're going to see this. There's definite contact, but I think Musa over-exaggerates it. You see him on the floor. He's already been there for 4 seconds. And punter drops the 3, and Goss called it. Watch it. Here you go. Here you see it right there. There's a little collision. And look at Musa still on the floor, holding his face. There's no foul called. Get up. You got to play defense. And he didn't even get a hit in the face. Punter got him in the chest. Come on, man. You can't do that. This is game 1 of the playoffs. You can't be flopping right now with 2:15 to go. Now your team's down 1 all of a sudden on the 4-point play. See what he can do offensively. Now Lesort all over him. Lesort got an earful from Obradovic before. This time he takes advantage of it defensively into Yabusele against Exum. Yabusele spins, goes back, left hand, little too hard. Fernandez with the rebound and the foul on the floor, but Rudy will go to the line. Yabusele is beside himself right now. He can't believe that he missed the easy look right there. Look at nobody boxing out Rudy Fernandez. And I think Madar is gonna get an earful from his coach as Rudy Fernandez sneaks in and does what Rudy does. The loose balls, the 50-50 balls we call them. And they make such a difference with his team down one. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Rudy Fernandez ties it up. And now it's all about execution at the end of the game. Lede in the game with 4 fouls. Smailagic also in the game with 4 fouls. Rudy with 2 free throws to put his team back up 1. Madar, who didn't play the whole game, has been in for 12 and a half minutes of the second half, has played well for his team. Now he gets it off to Exum. Exum's been quiet offensively all night. Now with 8 on the shot clock, Exum's gonna have to do something against Rudy. Takes him to the hoop, uses the body, goes up and 1. And Rudy fouls Exum, and Exum knocks down. Just talked about him being a little bit quiet here, but that's his 10th point of the night. Most of them coming from the foul line, with 5 of them from the line. As Smailagic will go back to the bench, and so will Madar. And it's gonna be Matthias Lesort checking back in the game. I'm sorry, Madar will not go to the bench. And now, with a free throw here by Exum, you're looking at a 2-point game for Partizan as Rudy Fernandez goes back to the bench holding his back. Yabusele's checked back in. Dex checked back in. All of a sudden, I called Hezonja earlier. Hezonja checks back into the game. I'm just not sure about the substitution patterns for Real Madrid. And when they were winning, it wasn't a bad thing. But right now, Exum makes it a 2-point game, and a stop here by Partizan changes a lot. Punter all over Musa. You know you got to stop Musa right now. He's the most dangerous guy on the floor for them. Goss, well defended by Madar. Goss with the floater, big shot by Nigel Williams. Goss, you really can't defend anybody better if you're Madar. And now Lesort comes out. Smailagic back into the game. It's offense, defense right now. I don't know, Lesort, you almost want him in there for that rebound. But they're gonna put Smailagic in the game. Maybe open him up a little bit. Kevin Punter now all tied up at 84. Punter looking for the 2-man game with Lede. Lede, remember, with 4 fouls. One more time, Lede cuts to the basket, steps out. Smailagic tries to get it to the basket, can't get it. There's only 2 on the shot clock. He's got to go up, well defended. That's a shot clock violation. And Real Madrid has the possession with 53.7 seconds to go. And now a timeout gives Real Madrid the advantage here with the rock, as Smailagic got caught in the middle of the lane with well defended by Yabusele. And Musa comes flying out of nowhere to make sure that if it wasn't a shot clock violation, that Madar wasn't going to get that off. Let's go check out tonight's 7 Days Magic Moment of the night. And sometimes it's hustle plays that win games. And right there's a hustle play off of that turnover. You see Yabusele recognizing Lesort on the fast break, getting back and throwing it from behind. And that was a chance for Partizan to tie the game right there. It was a 2-point game, and Partizan feeling it. Lesort gets the chance to throw it down, and Yabusele comes flying out of nowhere and says, no way. Well, he didn't really say that, if you could read his lips like I did. But I can't say what he said. Let's set it up here as we got our head-to-head that we talked about earlier. Can we do it any better, guys? Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but 21 points apiece between both our players head-to-head. But you see Deck with those 8 rebounds. Also Punter with 6 assists. But it's all come down to 54.3 seconds. You got to assume there's going to be at least 3 or 4 more possessions in this game between both teams. See how long Madrid can take this possession down, because you don't want to wait too long and get a bad shot. You want to make sure to get a good shot on. Set up a nice play. Almost get it off quick, so you could possibly give yourself another couple possessions. And here's Arizona. I talked about just checking into the game, being pressured up front. And that's 8-second clock. And, oh, he just got it over. They give you a split second as Obradovic was looking for it. Now Musa. You want to force him left. He's going to go up for the 3, and he's going to be called this time. That's exactly what Zelko asked for earlier, was the play where Musa sticks out the leg. And that's exactly what he did that time. He went up for the 3, shoves out the leg, and that's an automatic 2-shot penalty because of the bonus. Watch Musa go up. Watch that leg go out. And Kevin Punter will go to the line for 2 free throws. And that changes everything, but it changes possessions. Man, this is an unsportsmanlike, so it's going to be 2 free throws and possession. The referees are talking it out right now. Now, this is just 2 regular free throws. That's a foul on Musa, which sends Punter to the line for 2. Punter knocks down number 1. So you got to know that changes the possession thing. Now you got Partizan possibly with a 2-point lead right here with 34.5 seconds. That makes Madrid have to play a little bit quicker. Otherwise, if you miss on this possession, you're going to have to foul and send Partizan back to the line, who's one of the best foul shooting teams in the league. And right now sit at 24 for 27 on the night. Huge possession right here defensively for Partizan. More important offensively for Madrid, as Deck is looking for something. Punter doesn't close in. There's a foul and an and one. Gabriel Deck gets the body contact and not only ties this up, has a chance to go to the line and change the momentum one more time. The day, 5th foul. Deck off the glass, basket good, and a foul shot to come. 21.1 seconds. Smailagic checks off the bench as Leday has seen his last minutes of this first game, this incredible game 1 of the Turkish Airlines Euroleague playoff. Foul shot right here. There's been a couple of lane violations when Deck is shot before. He's got that little hitch before he shoots right there. And they called it again, but this time, again, he makes it. That's 3 times right now. Partizan's got to be careful of that. And now Partizan has the possession. If Partizan, you want to attack the basket as quickly as you can. Try to make Madrid foul if possible. Get that lead and if you miss, you still got time for a quick foul to send Madrid to the line and keep it as a 1-possession game. They could possibly be down only 3, even if Partizan misses. Let's go in and see what Zelko has to say. Sounds to me like they're going to try to set a pick up top with Lessort to see whether or not they say switch. Madrid switches. From that point, the offense goes. Depends on what Madrid does defensively. But you can see the urgency and hear the urgency in Obradovic's voice. He wants to get this shot up as quick as possible. Try to get a good shot, but one as quick as possible because, as I said, if you miss, you still have the chance to foul, then it's a three-point game. And you want to give yourself enough time in that last possession to tie it up and set yourself up for a three. If you make it, as Coach Obradovic said, no fouls. We do not want to put him on the line. Now we'll see where they're going to set this pick and where they're going to read the switch as Cosera gets called off the bench. Ice cold from being out for a while, and he's off the bench. Erzonia's in the game. You got Musa on the bench right now. Rudy Fernandez was hurt a little bit earlier. Now Smilagic checks into the game. I think Selko tried to get away with an illegal switch right there, and the table caught him as he even thumbed up the table as he tried to get him in. That's what makes Selko the best coach in Europe. And now let's see if the best coach in Europe can get his team to execute in this, what could be their final possession. And an important one, as Lesort's not the guy you want with the ball right there. And they're refusing to give the ball to anybody else. And Lessort almost gets called for an 8-second call, gets it off the punter. Now they're just gonna have to go for the win, I think, as punter takes Yabusele with 7. That's it. This is gonna be it right here. Kevin Punter's gonna try to break it down. He's from deep. Kevin Punter over the top of Yabusele. 0.4 on the clock. Timeout. Kevin Punter, are you kidding me? As Partizan, they want to run off the court and celebrate, but there's 0.4 of a second left in this contest, and it's a 2-point lead. Kevin Punter from deep, and Partizan is about to shock the Euroleague with a game-1 victory here at the Wiesing Center. 0.4 to go on the clock. It's a 2-point game. If you're Partizan, you cannot foul anybody. Protect your basket. If they make a shot from 3 points, they make a shot from deep. There's not much you can do. But this game is far from over. We've seen so many things happen. And that 3-pointer, the play just got broken up because Matias Lessort got the ball and couldn't get it to anybody. He barely got the ball over on an 8-second count. And once he gets into the punter's hand, there's nothing they can do except go for that final shot. And that's exactly what punter decided to do. Because as I said, if you miss and you foul, there's not enough time left to get a good 3-pointer. So at that point, it was like, we're gonna go for the win right here. You had the advantage of being able to go to the basket because you're only down 1 and possibly getting a 2-point basket, but punter instead step back 3. And now you switch everything if you're Partizan. You cannot afford to foul anybody. And you got to protect the basket. You got to see, you got Goss taking the ball out of bounds. If you're Smilagic, it's got to be all over him. Don't let him alley-oop it to the hoop. Smilagic, now he wants him in the lane. They're going to give Goss the look at the basket, and they just want to protect it. That ball goes, the minute that ball goes up in the air, you just got to tap it if you're Partizan. Lessort needs to protect the basket. He's got Erzonia behind him. Musa to the corner. Erzonia tries to get up to 3, and Partizan is up 1-0 against Real Madrid here at the Wiesing Center. And Belgrade, get ready, because no matter what happens on Thursday, you got 2 more games in your home arena to light things up. It is going to be a madhouse. But 48 hours from right now, let's call it 47 hours, 45 hours from right now, we'll have game 2 right here at the Wiesing Center. And right now, all the pressure has been put on Chus Mateo and Real Madrid because they have no other choice but to get this win here on Thursday night as we close things out here at the Wiesing Center. One of the most amazing, spectacular games that I've seen in a long time. And if this is any indication of what the playoffs are going to be like this season, it's identical to our regular season. Kevin Punter putting a nail in the coffin of game one with the step-back three over the top of Gershon Yabusele. That you got to say he defended it well. The punter has been rock solid tonight. Man, 26 points for Kevin Punter. We don't need to tell you who the Adidas player of the game is going to be, do we? There's some players that lit it up here tonight. Gabriel Deck with a 33 PIR. Punter even at 33 also. Smilagic, who started things off in the beginning with the threes from the outside. This is just absolutely amazing. And I told you before this game that the thing that I enjoy most about this Partizan team is they just look like they have fun playing the game. They look like they have fun with each other. I asked each player before the game, it can't be that much fun. I played for Zeljko Obradovic for 3 years. I know what it's like to be in that locker room, on that bench, between those four lines for practice every day. And they said the same thing. It is hell. I'm not going to tell you that it's easy. But, man, we all love each other, and we love him. And you saw them play for him tonight in game one. I don't know if you want to call Zeljko Obradovic the master for that last play because Lesort got the ball, and that kind of messed up the setup. But look at the Partizan fans that are here doing it up. That's here in the Wiesing Center, all the way up top, down on the floor, as you see the players celebrate. And they are up 1-0 in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague playoff. Zach Lede went to the locker room and forgot to come back and celebrate with his team, and there he is right now. Yeah, we've talked about Matthias Lesort leading this team not only on the floor but with the fans. I remember hearing the story that he was invited. A Partizan fan proposed to his fiancée or his girlfriend during the game and invited Matthias Lesort to the wedding. And Lesort went and partied up all night with the newlyweds. And that is the kind of atmosphere they have in their locker room, in their court, in their... Man, it's just really fun to watch these guys. And Madrid, as I said, now have their work cut out for them. They have to go back to the drawing board. The pressure is all upon them. They have to win game two here on Thursday night to make sure they go back, because winning one in Partizan in Belgrade is a possibility. Having to win two to come back here and force the fifth game is not going to be an easy task for Real Madrid. And Chus Mateo in his first year as a EuroLeague coach in a EuroLeague playoff loses game one to Zeljko Obradovic as the Partizan players continue to walk off the floor. They got fans all over the place looking to get high fives from them. I'm just hoping to recuperate my voice by Thursday night so we can be back here again. Look at the game stats as the rebounding advantage shut down a little bit. Partizan did a better job stopping offensive rebounds by Real Madrid. Only 13 at the end after 11 in the second half, in the first half. And there I go, losing my voice again. Man, what a contest from both of these teams. You got to give credit. Madrid was there. They had a good chance to win the game. A couple plays at the end here or there make the difference. And Partizan with the three-pointer from Kevin Punter from deep sets the tone for the rest of this playoff. I talked about odd games. You got to be winning the odd games, and that's exactly what Belgrade did here tonight in game one as we check out our Adidas playlist player of the game. And of course, we knew it was going to be if Punter doesn't make this three, and we know it is now because he did make the three. Kevin Punter over the top of Yabusele. Not much of a playlist we need to watch. Other than that play right there, down to 0.4 seconds on the clock. Look at this. I talked about he doesn't touch anything. He's got a little rim that time, but look at the look into the camera. He told me before the game that he's got the dagger out and he's ready to do it. Let's go talk to Kevin Punter, see what he has to say about this. Nothing to smile about right there for K Punter. He wants game 2 and 3 if he can. What a game by the young man right there. 26 points, a PIR of 33, but 6 assists also to go with him. There's that clutch shot at Atlanta. He told me before the game, he told me, I'm taking this one, Joe. He said, I'm taking this one. We got to take number 1. As now we go talk now his coach, who's got to be excited about this victory in Madrid. Yeah, if that was a normal regular season game, those guys would have been talking forever, the big smile on their face. But each one of those know that the job is not done. Even though you see them celebrating, jumping all over each other, they know they got a big game coming up. And now we're going to talk to the guy who might have a big smile on his face because he usually does, Matias Lesor, see what he has to say about this big win on the road. They go up 1-0. Every one of them said the same exact thing. It's Real Madrid. This is not over. Real Madrid has championship pedigree. They are the heart of champions. They're not going away anytime soon, I can tell you that. A lot of times, it's the second game at home that could hurt, as we're going to talk to Tus Mateo, and we'll talk about the playoff scenarios as we go on. Yeah, with all the excitement, all the emotion, we forgot what might be the most important storyline of this game, and that's the Tavares' knee injury. And we'll have to keep ourselves updated on that here tonight and throughout the next day or two, next 48 hours, to see how the Tavares is going to be and see if he can come back and play game 2 and the rest of this series, because without him, it's not going to be easy for Real Madrid as you check out all of tonight's highlights from the first opening tip. Smilagic lighting it up from deep over the top of Tavares. Arzonia also. Eddie Tavares doing it from the baseline. We didn't see the knee bump or the injury. I don't know if it was a collision, if it was a sprain, a twist, or what it was. He came out and gave it an opportunity to go in the third quarter, but I think it was about 2 minutes in when they pulled him out and set him out for the rest of the game. So a big concern for Real Madrid as they down 1-0. They would have loved to get that victory without Tavares in the lineup for that second half, but it's Partizan who perseveres and comes through with a huge victory in game 1. Deck was a player of the game for Real Madrid, who would have been their Adidas player of the game if it wasn't for that shot right there, as Kevin Hunter, cold-blooded, looking into the camera, hugging his teammates, saying, I got your back. And I talked about Kevin Hunter being in the right place at the right time throughout this entire season for this team. He's the leader. He's a captain, the only American captain around right now for Partizan. I think he's the only one in the history. And he leads this team, and he led them tonight to an 89-87 victory and a 1-0 leader in this playoff series. And again, 24 for 27 from the foul line was Partizan Belgrade. So important to knock down your foul shots, and Punter did that throughout the third and fourth quarter also. Absolutely amazing contest. As you see your game stats the rest of the night. Now let's go check out our playoff tree here as we look at the rest of the action tonight. I'm not sure it could have been any better than what it was here tonight as Partizan takes a 1-0 lead. And you got the Maccabi game against Monaco as 2 road teams have pulled off the victory here tonight. Maccabi Tel Aviv with a 12-point win on the road to go up 1-0 in their series. And Partizan with a road win for them, a 2-point victory to go up 1-0 in their series. 2 of the hardest teams in the league to win at their court have gone up, have done what they've needed to do, have accomplished what they've needed to accomplish here tonight, and getting that road win. Whether you get it in game 1 or game 3, it doesn't matter. You just want one of them. But if you get it in game 1, there's a lot more pressure on the other team. Tomorrow night, don't forget, you got FC Barcelona, Zalgiris, Kaunas going at it, and Olympiacos, Fenerbahce, and Beko Istanbul. Let's see what happens. Another big night tomorrow in this Turkish Airlines Euroleague playoff.